What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bengal Stripe Show, presented to you by the Love of Ball Network and brought to you by your hosts, Braden and Gavin. It's been a little bit since we've gotten an episode out, getting ready for the actual season to start. But, we've been watching preseason as best we can. But, a bunch of second and third stringers, there's not much to take away from stuff we already didn't know. But we've got stuff to talk about, and there's definitely some storylines starting to build up. So do you want to kick it off, Braden?
Yeah, I mean, let's do it. So we talked a little bit in the last episode about the first preseason game, and Logan Woodside this game just didn't look like he did last game. It seemed like against the Buccaneers, him coming in just looked a little bit. It looked a little bit better, looked a little bit cleaner. He just didn't look that good. It just seemed like he wasn't making the right reads. He wasn't sliding when he was supposed to. He just didn't look like he was comfortable yet in the playbook.
Yeah, and it didn't help that for the first, I think at least half, the Bears were playing their starters. And we ended up still playing a pretty decent game against their starters, which I kind of want to go to the Bears side just for a little bit, that our defense looked really good against the full Bears starters for the first three drives, 3 and outs. Caleb Williams was struggling. DJ Moore was getting locked up. It was just a good first few drives, and then after that, did we start taking people out?
I'd say we started taking people out in the third quarter-ish.
A lot of the things I saw between, especially Josh Newton, is that he's pretty night and day, in terms of his coverages. One time he'll stick to you like glue. He'll be all up in you, great pass breakup, and not get any separation. Then the next time he'll just kind of seem a little lost, which that's that raw ability, being a third-round pick.
Fifth round pick. So he's doing really well for a fifth-round pick. I mean, that pass breakup against DJ Moore that was incredible. It just seems like he is young. He's young. He's still learning how to play coverage in the NFL. He's also playing preseason right now, so the guys that are helping him in the back are not the guys that would be helping him in the back in a real game, if that makes sense. He doesn't have Von Bell and Geno Stone back there. Apparently Von Bell's communication has been on point, and he's been pointing out everything that the offense is doing. I think that's the key to Josh Newton's success as a rookie this year, is to find a way to use those older guys in Von Bell, Geno Stone, Mike Hilton, even Cam Taylor-Britt a little bit to make himself excel.
It's weird. As much as I love Cam Taylor-Britt, it seems like our corner room, we just have 5 serviceable guys, 5 corner twos. We've obviously got Cam, who's an elite corner two, but at the end of the day, his ceiling on a championship team might be a corner two. DJ Ivy is a borderline corner 2, corner 3. DJ Turner is a corner 2. Dax Hill's now a corner 2, and then Josh Newton has blossomed into a corner 2 type potential with his athleticism, with his reads and his coverage. He just got to be a little more consistent about it to really blossom into what we want him to be.
I think he is essentially a Cam Taylor-Britt type. He's going to take a lot of chances. He has the big playability. I mean, you have to remember that this guy played receiver in college for University of Louisiana Monroe. So he does have good hands. So he's going to take a lot of chances to get an interception, which sometimes can lead to negative effects. Same with Cam Taylor-Britt. Cam Taylor-Britt does sometimes take chances, and it does go good for him sometimes and goes bad for him other times. So he just has to learn to balance it out. Cam Taylor-Britt's done a really good job of learning to balance it out. He just needs to do that same thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking early ahead for next year's draft, 2025. I'm hoping we get a late pick. I'm hoping we get pick 32. But, most likely we're going to get picked either between, 26, 32. I was thinking about what I've seen in the preseason, what I've seen in practice, about who I want us to take at that spot. And for me, I've pretty much singled it down to 3 positions that I think are a guaranteed take. That it just depends on how they play throughout the season. Being running back, depending on how Zach Moss and Chase Brown look. At the end of the first round, we could get someone really elite like Ollie Gordon if he falls that far. D tackle, depending on how Sheldon Rankins ages, how Chris Jenkins, BJ Hill, how both of them step up, or corner. If we can get an elite corner one and really just add to that group, I think those are the three things that we're really looking for at this point. I think those are our three. I don't want to say weak spots, but at the end of this year, we could look back and say those could definitely improve.
Yeah, I think it also depends on the free agency market as well.
Stephon Gilmore just signed with the Vikings this morning.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing to wake up to. Another thing I do really, really, really want to talk about is the draft for next year. So you have to understand that we're going to get a late round pick. You're going to get those bridge guys. Think of it like a Miles Murphy. Miles Murphy was sometimes projected to go top 10 in the draft, and he fell all the way to 20.
I had him in top 10.
Yeah, and he fell all the way to 28. And Dax Hill was a guy that kind of slid. So you're either going to get a guy that's sliding for some reason. Maybe he didn't test well. Maybe he just didn't interview well. So you're going to have to get one of those guys, or you're going to have to get a guy that's kind of, you're going to have to take a chance on. You're not going to get that first 15 picks where you can get a guy that you know is going to be an impact player.
Yeah, and speaking of people sliding, I don't know. I know you don't follow the NBA super closely, but Kyle Filipowski this year in the NBA draft, he slid out of the first round completely because he has a girlfriend that is like 7 years older than him, and he left his family to be with her. And draft scouts deemed that as character issues, and he fell out of the first round completely. And he was projected like top 15.
Damn,
which is just crazy.
I just really want to see a good strong game out of I don't know, I'm talking about just strictly Bengals here. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm going through the stats over here. I just want to see a good game out of Ryan Rakow.
Yeah, what was his average? Like 46 a punt.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I did send it to you, so let me pull that up.
I did notice a lot of his punts had decent returns on them. So is there a special team tackle problem with those second, third stringers? But, he wasn't really getting the ball the distance-wise, which I feel like is his specialty. He got one inside the 20. But other than that, I mean, it was just like a 40. What was his highest? Like a 56-yarder?
Yeah, his high was a 56-yarder, and it was on a bounce. It rolled 20 yards. So it's not good. And Ryan's supposed to be able... So it depends. Like, we've talked about this before. It depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for a guy that's going to hit the ball entirely far? Then you should have kept probably Austin McNamara. If you want a guy that's going to be able to place the ball where he wants to, but not hit the ball very far, you're going to go on a guy like Brad Robbins. They were hoping that Ryan, I think it's Rakow or Rico. I think the announcers were calling him Rico. They were hoping he was going to be middle ground in that, and he has not been. So this has opened it wide back up, even though Brad Robbins is hurt. You would think that Brad Robbins was hurt, he was going to go out there and he was going to try and dominate, but unfortunately, he did not.
You know whose phone's always ready to ring? Drew Chrisman.
Oh, my God. Please don't bring that guy back. He was horrible.
You know who is giving him a tryout right now?
I heard the 49ers.
No, they already declined him. The Commanders. The Commanders just called his phone.
I don't understand. Like, these teams have... Joey Sly's a really good punter, I thought. Or maybe he's a kicker. I don't know.
Hey, what I don't understand is why we didn't pick up Tommy Townsend when he was available.
I agree. Maybe it was a money thing. Maybe, I don't know. But, I mean, we had $20 million in cap space this year. Just go spend it on somebody that's going to service. I mean, we lost the AFC Championship game because of a Drew Chrisman terrible punt.
But, yeah, it's it's definitely a thing of concern. So I want to kind of move on to Matt Lee. He's had a phenomenal preseason so far. He's really holding his own against these big guys. There's one clip in particular that I showed Braden before the show where he just absolutely dominated a rep. I'm talking, this dude is towering over him. Matt Lee's here. This guy's here. But Matt Lee is, standing up, pushing him back, not letting him get pressure. And it's just extremely impressive. And this is exactly what I expected out of Matt Lee. The second I saw Matt Lee step foot in Cincinnati, I told him he is the greatest 7th-round pick of all time. And I mean that. This dude is a future Hall of Famer. All right? I have been saying it since the draft. When I was in Detroit, when they announced Matt Lee's name, okay, I'm like, this guy is going to be great. I love Matt Lee, and he has shown it. He did he win the center 2 spot already? Or is that
Yeah,
still
he
up in the
has. So Trey Hill moved to, I think, left guard. Just because, also something that would be a point of emphasis on the offensive line note, Matt Lee took over the center 2 spot. Probably going to be the prophecy to Ted Karras. Trey Hill moved to left guard, and Jackson Carman did not play. So
Good. That's good. Good to hear.
that shows you something. They're opening up spots.
When's their next practice? Is it today?
Or
Or is it tomorrow?
What is today? Sunday?
Yeah. Because whenever their next practice is when Trent Brown's available to return. I do know that. So
He is. I don't think they practiced today. I mean, they just played yesterday, so maybe Monday.
all I know is that Trent Brown's ready to return next practice, and we just need one of those tackles. You know, I know they both have injury concerns, but God damn it, can they just not line up at the same time? Can they please just, like, you know, if one gets injured, the other one's fine? Can we just, you know, have a rotation at the very least?
Yeah, I'll be so pissed if we got a really good offensive tackle in Trent Brown, who does have the concerns and stuff like that. But overall, he is a fantastic offensive tackle. And then we drafted I wouldn't say a project, because he's really, really good. He doesn't even seem like he needs project. He just needs to be on the field. And Amarius Mims, and neither of them are out there on week 1, and I'll be furious. I mean,
Amarius should be available week 1 if Trent Brown isn't, but also Trent Brown should be available. But you know what? We'll see. Maybe we'll have to put Cody Ford in at right tackle. That's what they were doing today, right?
hey, and he doesn't even look that bad.
He really doesn't. You know, coming off a heartbreak, playing out of your mind.
Sorry for all the TT lovers out there, but we're talking football here, not TT and Cody. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not our place. But anyway, what else did you see? I liked Jermaine Burton in the first preseason game. I don't like how they used him in the second. He lined up. He lined up in the slot once, didn't he? Did I see that right?
Yeah. So I think so. This is what I was in a space with Zim and EA, and we talked about this a little bit. Tyler Boyd wasn't exactly the twitchiest fast guy. Jermaine Burton is. He's a super twitchy athlete. So when they doctored the offense to not having a super athletic guy in the slot, and made it a lot of option routes to where Tyler Boyd was just going to have to be really, really smart and see what the defense is doing and navigate around that. That's, I think, what's Jermaine Burton's downfall, because what Tyler Boyd was really, really good at, I don't think Jermaine Burton is really, really good at. I think Jermaine Burton is really good at running a route and catching the ball, right? He's just good at playing receiver.
Yeah, he's not the Tyler Boyd didn't have the athleticism that he has, so he had to rely on his route running. He had to rely on his IQ. Jermaine Burton knows he can go out there and win a route, so that's what he's going to do, and he's not ever really had anyone question that. And I think he's not the fill-in for Tyler Boyd. I think the fill-in for Tyler Boyd is Yoshivas. I think in that spot, or it's Yoshivas. It's why am I blanking on his Trent Irwin. I think Jermaine Burton is ultimately the T. Higgins of this offense in 2025, 2026, 2027 years. If T. Higgins ultimately does leave, which I think all the writing's on the wall, which sucks, but I think that's how he more plays. He more plays as that outside guy. He I don't want to say he struggles with the inside, because he was fine out of the slot today, or I guess yesterday, but he benefits from being on the outside. And I think guys like Trent Irwin, Andre Yoshivas, even Charlie Jones all benefit from being on the inside. And I think I want to see that more. What I don't want to see is what I fucking saw yesterday. All right, excuse my language. I don't want to see this dude returning punts or kicks. Yes. What are we doing? Why are we exhausting that flame now? We have Travion Williams. We have Chase Brown. We have Charlie Jones. We have anyone. We have anyone other than Jermaine Burton. Jermaine Burton is probably like one of the last guys out there I'd want to see returning punts or kicks, because we have Jamar Chase, who does what he does, but better. All right, he's more dynamic. we have. I don't want to see T. Higgins out there. He doesn't have the speed. He'd just get bad. But
Yeah.
Jermaine Burton, I just don't understand why he would even be considered to return punts. I'd rather have Matt Lee returning that punt than Jermaine Burton.
Yeah, so here's what I've heard from Duke Tobin, and it was on the broadcast yesterday. He said that all these rookies that they drafted 10. They didn't move up at all in the draft. Didn't trade once, which was
Disappointing.
yeah, to say the least. But what they were saying is they want all these rookies to have a role, and they said Jermaine's not going to be able to slide into that slot real easily, so they're trying to find a way for him to be able to work his way into that without just sitting on the bench for a year. Think about it as like Charlie Jones and Andre Yoshivash. They've had great offseason work, but you have to think that when they got in the game, Charlie dropped a deep pass because he just wasn't ready. So they want to keep these guys engaged and keep going, especially a guy with Jermaine Burton, who is known to have issues. I don't know how much of an issue he is. I'm not going to think that he's probably an issue because all these guys love him. But they probably just want to keep him engaged and keep him on the field because you don't want to lose a dynamic player like that to the bench.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just like his skill set. As I'd rather have Yoshivas, Charlie Jones, Trenton Irwin, Chase Brown, Travion Williams returning punts or kicks than him. But, that's just me. What else do you have?
Yeah, so I have the second team defense against the Bears, first team offense, looks really good. Who'd we have out there? We had DJ Turner out there. And another thing I want to talk about before I get into all that is the Bears' field conditions.
Yeah, Soldier Field is really crumbling. And it really, I don't want to say, because I've never been to Soldier Field, and I really want to visit it before I do, before they do end up replacing it, because it's going to happen. Same with Lambeau. They're eventually going to get replaced, but man, it's going to be sooner rather than later than I thought in Chicago. Which I think I'm gonna, on my way up to Green Bay for the draft this year, I think I'm going to stop in Chicago and go see Soldier Field. But yeah, it was pretty much just brutal for everyone.
Yeah. So after the game, Zach Taylor did say he took DJ Turner and Dax Hill, I think, out because there was too much of a risk to have them out there. It was wet. The field didn't look that great. The sod wasn't that great. It was the same problem that what happened in the Super Bowl. They put sod out there and it was too wet, and people were sliding and slipping and all that. Cedric Johnson, defensive end out of Ole Miss, the GOAT. Yeah, he had a fantastic game. He was dominating this offensive tackle. And what ended up happening was he just kept on slipping and falling. That Caleb Williams touchdown that he ran into the end zone, this should have been a tackle for loss. Cedric Johnson slipped and then tripped the other guy and enabled that interior pressure. So Cedric Johnson was flat on his stomach and the other guy got flipped backwards. It was not good. I think if you play that game at Paycor Stadium, it rolls out a little differently.
For sure, we definitely see a lot more from the guys we want to see from. Like I really want to see Cedric Johnson more. I really want to see what he can do, especially with the absence of Cam Sample. I kind of want to see what he can bring to the table. Along with that, sticking to the D line, a guy who didn't have a struggle getting some pressure is Chris Jenkins, which he got a sack today. And it's not even the fact that he got a sack, it's how he got the sack that is extremely impressive to me. Chris Jenkins, I don't know if anyone has seen him. He's not this Sheldon Rankins type body. All right. He's a big dude. And his most dominant is in the run, and he's also just, a run stuffer, just a big body to throw people. What impressed me today is how he got to he did sack Caleb Williams. Like it was Caleb, right? Yeah. Who was known as an elusive guy. Is he did a spin move off of whoever their center was. I don't care to know. And he got the pressure and he finished the play, which is one of my biggest knocks of Chris Jenkins when I did my Bengals scouting. Chris Jenkins was, I think, I didn't do him in the actual video I recorded, but I was looking at him, and one of my biggest knocks was his size, 2, his finesse moves, the spin moves, swim moves, all that, and then 3, finishing plays. He would also often break into the pocket, and then he would kind of give up. He wouldn't really finish it, go towards the quarterback, and I think that's partially because he's scared of a roughing the passer call, which is totally fair. But he finished that play, got the sack, and it was a huge momentum switch, and really rocketed his stock up, showing his versatility.
Yeah, it looked good, didn't he? I mean, it almost looked like he almost lost the rep, but he stayed on. It looks like his motor has kind of changed to high motor. He knows that he is the BJ Hill. He's the next BJ Hill, so he's gotta learn to make a step, and take a huge leap. But he realized, yeah, I need to have a high motor. I need to get to it, which is awesome. Good for him. Speaking in contracts, Evan McPherson.
That's what I was looking. I was going to see, is he the highest paid kicker of all time?
No, he took a $1 million pay cut.
There we go. Money Mac deserves it. Deserves every penny of it. You know what? Hey, with that new money, why don't you get a membership for Always in Play in Fort Thomas, Kentucky? Go get your golf on. We know you like to swing.
Yeah, we know you're pretty damn good too. So, well, let's see it. I want to see a picture. Actually, when you were talking about your kicking, you were talking about your driver head, and I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, shout out Evan McPherson. Clapping noises.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I need to find it. There we go.
Shout out Evan. Okay, so another thing I really do want to talk about as well is the inability to pick up the nickel pressure.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have you lead off on this, and I'll give my comments to it.
Yeah. So when I saw Logan Woodside look like he was about to be Antonio Brown 2.0, looked like Vontaze Burfict was coming off the edge and just flying. And honestly, I don't know if you remember the ASE divisional game against the Bills, where Mike Hilton literally just, like, it looked like a kid jumping on his dad and just, like, jumped like this on Josh Allen. That's what it looked like to Logan Woodside. It pretty much almost knocked off his helmet.
That corner that did that is an absolute freak of nature.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw later in that game, he did a one-footed backflip into the end zone.
That's
like
crazy.
He's insanely athletic. So yeah, that dude is scary. But no, that I don't really know. Obviously, Logan Woodside's a quarterback 3. Behind Browning, behind Burrow. I didn't like what I saw out of Rocky Lombardi as well. I think we just signed him as an insurance.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So this is what I thought. I thought, is there a blocking scheme that's going wrong? Are the offensive linemen getting the blocking scheme wrong, or does the blocking scheme, is it just not working? We need to redraw it up. Two things could have happened. Obviously, the offensive line could have messed up, or the blocking scheme could need to be revised. I'm hoping it's the offensive line messed up, and not the blocking scheme, because I do not want that to happen to Joe Burrow. I will lose my mind.
I think that was because that was when Cody Ford was in. No, was that our backup?
It was both.
Well, either way, it wasn't a guy who usually plays right tackle. So those mistakes, I think, are going to be pretty common in the preseason as he works through that. I mean, Cody Ford's what, a right guard, left guard by trade?
Yeah, drafted as a tackle. I mean, he's like 6'3", but he has really long arms.
Yeah.
So it gives him the ability to play tackle. But yeah, by default, he's a great offensive guard. To be honest with you, he's just very versatile, and it gives him the ability. But honestly, I did not want him blocking for Joe Burrow week 1.
Yeah, I think I think it'll be Mims or Trent Brown. I'm hoping for Trent Brown that week 1. That'll get him fired up. Little revenge game against a decimated Patriots team. Which I honestly, now that they traded Judon, did we even play the starters? I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But still, I mean, God, I'm trying to think of impact players on their team. They have Christian Gonzalez.
KJ Osborne. We talked about that.
Yeah, who is one of my favorite players of all time. Which the reason for that is I did a Madden franchise one time, like 15 different people. I developed KJ Osborne into a 96 overall X Factor, and he won MVP, and he's just my GOAT after that. But
Yeah.
on offense, they're going to have Jacoby Brissett. They're going to have Ramondre Stevenson with Antonio Gibson backing him up. Their offensive line is absolutely decimated. They don't have anyone on defense except coming off an injured rookie, Christian Gonzalez. They have Kyle Duggar, or did he retire?
I don't I don't know. The Patriots kind of fell off the map. I'm not gonna lie. It's like they're not even a franchise anymore, but they are.
Yeah.
I mean,
They have lower expectations than they did before Brady, and that's a new low.
Yeah.
Because their expectations were pretty low last year. But I think it's the right thing to do for them. Sit Drake May out for a year, really just go down to the bones and just rebuild from the ground up. It helps us for sure. Starting off nicely.
I want to see a good game out of it. I want to see a complete game out of them. I want to see a complete drive. I mean, they were 3rd and 17 in the Buccaneers game, and they got a pass interference call, which helped tremendously. But I just want to see more. I just want to see more out of it, and I think that'll come with time. But we just need a little bit more out of this team.
Yeah, and I think we'll see it. I think we have one more preseason game.
Yeah, Thursday night against the Colts. We do have a. See, I don't understand because we did have a. What's that called? Joint practice with the Bears, and we only did 1 day of it, and then now we have a joint practice with the. Excuse me. The Colts, and I don't know how many days we're gonna get of it because Sunday we're gonna need a rest day. Monday we're gonna be back at it, so probably Monday, maybe Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday install, rest day.
Monday, Tuesday sounds right. Or no, I bet it's gonna be Monday, Wednesday. Because when we were talking to that one guy who knows a player, they said that they have a lot of Tuesdays off. So it'll be Monday, Wednesday.
I know, but when they play Thursday night, so they usually get the day off.
God, that is weird. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll see. We'll be there. We will be at that game. What section are we?
156. Come see us.
Yep, we will be there. Just taking notes, getting observations, and just having a good time. And then I'm trying to think anything. New uniforms, orange pants. I think those came out since last time we recorded. I love them. I didn't think I would. I love the all orange. Honestly, we have a top. Do we have the best uniforms in the league, just as a whole?
Yeah, I think so. I think we do. I'm all for the highlighter. When I first saw it, I was like, hell no. Like, please, no. I think the last thing that we need is that alternate uniform that Ocho used to wear.
Yeah.
God, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. They sell it at Cook Sporting Goods, if you guys know where that is in downtown Cincinnati. They sell it, but with Burrow and Chases on it. Man, those are so sick. I just want to see those.
Now, what's pretty cool is that Thursday night against the Browns, Week 17, they're doing the black jersey, orange pants.
Yes.
In the Stripe the Jungle on Thursday night against the Browns. It's going to be so sick.
Yep. That's going to be a good game. If you go to that game, please just wear the colors. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, whatever section you're in, where
color.
you don't have a black shirt. You're a Bengals fan. Don't have a black shirt. You don't have an orange shirt.
Literally, you can go out and probably go to Goodwill and find an orange shirt for like $3. You can go out to I don't even know. You can go out somewhere and get it for $3.
There's just one thrift store near me that adult tees are 99 cents. So
yeah, it doesn't.
If you can afford a Bengals ticket, you can afford to go get a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you have to go out there and go to the pro shop and buy a $60 shirt, right? I saw people last year that literally wore like black concert T-shirts to the Stripe the Jungle. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna judge you. We just want you to wear the color.
Yeah, it creates for such a better environment for everyone, and I think it'll be a good time. Do you have any more notes?
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's it for me. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode just because I enjoyed watching the games again. I just want to see a little bit clean out of Josh Newton, like we said. But yeah, it's a good prerequisite or whatever to the season starting. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the season. Definitely, that taste of football is always good, and doing some analysis of it. Obviously, it's all preseason. None of this means anything. I know we went on a full depth dive of what this means for every player, but this absolutely means nothing. Last year, Jamar Chase couldn't. Last year, what is it? 4 years ago now. 4 years ago, Jamar Chase couldn't catch anything in the preseason. Turns out to have the greatest wide receiver season rookie of all time for his time. So it means absolutely nothing. Watch Josh Newton come into the league and be the new Jalen Ramsey. Watch him come into the league and be the new Eli Apple. Preseason means absolutely nothing. It's not the level of competition. So just getting that out there. So this is a big overreaction, but, we got to talk about something.
Yeah. All right. Oh, we'll see you guys Friday, probably. Yeah, Friday.
All right, we'll see y'all. See you later.
See you.